Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on the only 7 designer fragrances that all men need, in my humble opinion. So basically I have 7 different categories for certain situations and occasions, and I'm going to recommend you 1 fragrance per category. So before we go into the video, I'm going to read out what categories I have. So we have a casual fragrance. You definitely need something that you can throw on without thinking about it too much. You can wear it to work, you can wear it to picking up your kids from school, for a date, absolutely anything. Just a casual scent that you can wear anytime, anywhere. So next up would of course be a night out. So a night out fragrance for me is something that attracts, something that pulls in the ladies or the men, and something that gets you noticed. So definitely need a sexy, good, long-lasting night out scent. The next category would of course be a date. So maybe this is something more intimate, more sensual, more sexy. I have a really good one for that category. Next up we have a formal fragrance. You definitely need a formal scent that's going to fit for a special event, maybe a really fancy dinner, maybe a wedding or a super important business event. You definitely need a nice formal scent. Then we have fall and winter and spring summer, pretty self-explanatory. And finally, of course, we have an office scent. Let's just get into it. I'm going to start out with my casual pick. I did have several different fragrances that I was kind of considering for this category, but ultimately I landed on Bleu de Chanel from Chanel. This fragrance, the concentration here that I have is Eau de Parfum, which for me personally is the best concentration of Bleu de Chanel. Now, this is just foolproof. It is so easy, it is so sexy. It's fresh, yet it has some depth and character to it. Out of all of the blue fragrances on the market, for me, Bleu de Chanel is by far the best. Don't worry about Dior Sauvage or all of the other blue scents. For me, Bleu de Chanel is by far superior. It smells super sexy. It smells fresh, a little spicy. It has like a touch of a little bit of like a smokiness from some incense, and it has a beautiful like classic woody dry down. Longevity and projection is pretty good. As far as I know, it's about 6 to 8 hours of decent wear time with like a nice minimal projection. Guys, whenever I smell a guy wearing Bleu de Chanel, it always makes me attracted to them and the way that they smell. So for me, definitely the best casual fragrance that you could pick up. You can wear this to work, you can wear this going to the park, you can wear this walking your dog, you can wear it anywhere, anytime, and it's going to work. Bleu de Chanel, a foolproof fragrance that if you don't have in your collection yet, definitely get it. It's a fantastic staple fragrance. So that is my casual pick. So the next category that we have is an office fragrance. Now, again, this was a category that I had several different fragrances that I wanted to put in there, but I landed on Prada L'Homme L'Eau from Prada, of course. Now, guys, for me, this fragrance is fantastic. I even love the original Prada L'Homme, but I want to recommend you guys Prada L'Homme L'Eau, which is like a more of a lighter concentrate of the original fragrance. It just reminds me of a guy in a crisp white shirt. Let me say that again, a white shirt, not a t-shirt, because for me, this fragrance still has a touch of like elegance and sophistication to it because of the powderiness involved in the scent. It has some powdery notes, it has some iris, which is generally quite a powdery floral note. It has some neroli to bring like a fresh kind of green touch to it, and it's just fantastic. It's smooth, it's a little bit creamy, it's fresh overall. Like, it definitely has this really nice fresh feeling, but it smells to me very professional, very kind of serious, very professional, and very clean and beautiful overall. So definitely a great office scent, a fantastic fragrance to wear in the office. You're going to be taken seriously, you're going to feel buttoned up, you're going to feel clean and ready to get on with your day of work. So longevity and projection is really good on this fragrance. I would say again about 6 to 8 hours with decent projection. So a no-brainer as well. Fantastic office scent, absolutely love it, and it's going to get compliments as well, because actually all of the fragrances in this list are going to get you compliments, let me tell you that. So next up we have your spring summer scent. I put spring and summer together because there is no point, especially if you want to make a curated collection, to get a spring scent and a summer scent. They're basically the same thing. So my recommendation is Hermes Eau de Citron Noir. Now for me, this fragrance is just incredible. I have never spoken about it on my channel before because I don't own a bottle, but one of my partner's best friends, that's his signature scent. His signature scent, his forever fragrance is Eau de Citron Noir from Hermes. And let me tell you guys, I hate to say this about this guy and especially one of my partner's friends, but it smells super, super sexy. There is something about Eau de Citron Noir that is just really, I don't know, masculine, really sexy, really, there is something about it. If you don't know how this fragrance smells, it's a very citrusy, kind of like bitter fragrance, but it has this really like sexy, smoky vibe to it. I think there is a note of smoked lime, which I have never personally smelled, but you definitely feel this kind of dried, very like bitter citrus with a smoky overall tonality, and it is very, very sexy on the skin. So for me, this is a perfect fragrance for the summertime, especially if you want to smell more unique and less like everyone else in the summer. I was also considering including Light Blue Pour Homme Intense from Dolce & Gabbana. But guys, honestly, check out the Hermes Eau de Citron Noir because it is a fantastic citrus scent that has a unique touch to it. And for me, like I said again, very sexy. The next fragrance on the list is for the fall and winter category. I don't need to keep on doing that. Fall and winter. Now, this was a hard category for me because I'm obsessed with fall winter fragrances. You could put in Black Orchid from Tom Ford, you could put in Noir Extreme, you could put in so many different fragrances for this specific category. But the one that I chose is a recent obsession, a recent love, and guys, I'm sure a lot of you own this fragrance, but if you don't, definitely check it out. It is Guerlain L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum from Guerlain. This fragrance, you guys, is super addictive and very, very, very sexy. Oh, even just smelling it from the cap, it is absolutely amazing. For me, this is a very almond vanilla dominant scent. When you think of almond, when you think of vanilla, you think of something very feminine and more of like a girly perfume. Don't worry, it doesn't smell typically like feminine. It is just very, very addictive and very, very sexy. There's some lavender in the top to give it like a little bit of an aromatic touch. There is a nice kind of leathery note involved, but more subtle. The leather note is definitely not as prominent as in like Tom Ford ombre leather. It's more of a subtle kind of like suede leather in L'Homme Idéal. But guys, this is super sexy, really, really addictive, slightly powdery as well, but very sweet. Yeah, a little powdery. It has a touch of this kind of leathery note. The bitter almond is very, very sexy. If you wanted a really good fall and winter scent that lasts a long time, projects a lot, and gets you a lot of compliments, L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum, this is absolutely fantastic, and you can find it online for really good prices as well. So totally recommend this one. Very, very good stuff. Moving on to the formal category. Now, my recommendation is from Chopard. I have been talking about this scent quite a lot recently. It is Oud Malaki from Chopard. Now, this is a little less accessible than the rest of the fragrances in this list, but you can find this online super cheap, and it is a great buy, a great pickup right here. Now, for me, Oud Malaki is the perfect formal fragrance, but I do have to say, this is not for a boy. This is for a man. A boy, like a teenager boy, a boy in his early 20s, unless you have quite a like refined taste in fragrance, I don't feel like you will like the scent at all, because this is like a beard, you know, this is a man fragrance, and my God, is it good. You have some tobacco, you have some oud, maybe a bit of leather. For me, I definitely get this very smooth, buttery, woody scent with a slight sweetness underneath. And it is just fantastic. A very refined, very creamy, woody, deep, and just a masterpiece of a fragrance. So absolutely love Oud Malaki. The projection and longevity on this one, you guys, is insane. It lasts all day on the skin and it projects a lot. And for me, this fragrance is like, I respect the guy that's wearing this scent. Like, if you're wearing Oud Malaki from Chopard, you definitely know your fragrances and you definitely watch my videos. Very classy, very refined, very sophisticated fragrance. So check it out if that interests you. That's my formal pick, Chopard Oud Malaki. Next up, we have date nights. Date night, you could put Spice Bomb Extreme, you could put Armani Code Profumo. There is so many that you could put. But if you know me and you watch my videos, of course, I'm going to include Jazz Club for this category. Jazz Club is Sex in a Bottle, one of the best designer fragrances. If you're a guy, just pick this one up. You will not regret it. Jazz Club is a sweet, boozy, just delicious, sexy, woody fragrance. It has this really like smooth, woody, sweet, addictive quality to it. And oh my God, this does something to me. Whenever I smell my partner wearing Jazz Club, it is really intoxicating. When I think of like the perfect date night scent on a man, I want something kind of cocooning. I want something a little bit sweet, just a little bit sweet, a little bit masculine, very sexy. This is the perfect fragrance for a date night in my personal opinion. So Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. Some people complain about the longevity and projection. Personally, whenever I've worn it or my partners worn it, longevity and projection is fantastic. I get about 8 hours of wear with really good projection. So Jazz Club, fantastic, date night approved. Let's go. And finally, we have the night out category. So my pick is Tom Ford Noir, just the original Tom Ford Noir. I know that a lot of people love Noir Extreme from this collection, me included, myself included. I absolutely love it. And you could definitely wear that one for a date, but for a night out, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend Tom Ford Noir. This is very sexy, it's dark, it's punchy. It's black leather jacket vibes all the way, especially if you live somewhere cold and it becomes really cold in the winter where you need to kind of put on some layers or, like I said, a black leather jacket. Tom Ford Noir. It's spicy, it has some patchouli, a bit of like an ambery resinous touch, a little bit of a sweetness. Guys, it is so addictive, so sexy, so intoxicating. Longevity projection is about 6 to 8 hours again on the fragrance, depending on how much you spray. But it is, wow, magnificent, very sexy stuff, very intoxicating as well. And I feel like this is more for like a mysterious guy or a bad boy. If you're a bad boy, Tom Ford Noir. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about the only 7 fragrances that you need as a man. Honestly, you don't need to go and buy every new release, or you don't need to have a huge collection. As long as you have a fragrance that fits each situation and occasion in your life, you're good to go. And that was my recommendations if you just wanted to start your collection, or if you wanted to like kind of curate it down to being a bit smaller. That's it. So thank you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.